You know, we always think of sports as, well, just a game, right? But what if it's way more than that? What if the rules we follow on the field are actually a kind of training ground for how we live our lives? In this explainer, we're going to dig into how the unspoken code of conduct in sports really does shape everything, from who we are as people to the communities we live in. All right, so let's kick things off with a kinda huge question. The rules in sports, they go back thousands of years. I'm talking all the way to ancient Greece. But why do they still matter so much today? Turns out the answer tells us a whole lot about not just how we play, but maybe how we're supposed to live. So, to really understand the impact here, we first need to get the language right. The whole world of fair play is basically built on three big pillars. You've got your rules, your regulations, and your ethics. These three things are the foundation for everything that happens in the game, and as we're about to see, in life too. Now, most of us probably use rules and regulations like they're the same thing, but there's a really key difference. Think of it like this. The rules tell you how to play the game, like get the ball in the net, but the regulations are the terms and conditions that make sure it's fair for everyone. They make sure the net is the same size for both teams. See? One's the instruction, the other's the guarantee of a level playing field. Okay, but wait. There's a third, crucial piece to this puzzle. Ethics. If rules and regulations are the letter of the law, then ethics, that's the spirit of the law. This is your moral compass out on the field. It's about so much more than just not breaking the rules. It's about good behavior, respecting the game's traditions, and really understanding why we play fair in the first place. So why do we bother with all this stuff? I mean, really, what's the point? Well, as you can see here, it's about so much more than just picking a winner. It's about making sure the game is fair, protecting the athletes, keeping arguments to a minimum, and, this is the big one, it's about developing personal values that you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. And this is where it gets really powerful. See, the values you learn in sports, they don't just stay on the field. Nope. They create a ripple effect, starting with just one single player and spreading outwards until they can actually transform entire communities. So we're going to follow this ripple effect through three expanding circles. First, we'll look at how it impacts you, the individual player, and your family. Then we're going to zoom out and look at your school or your local club. And finally, we'll go all the way out and see how these principles literally shape the fabric of our society. It all ticks off with you. When you learn to play by the rules, you're not just learning a game. You're building self-discipline, you're building character, and that earns you respect, which in turn boosts your own self-esteem. It's this incredible, powerful feedback loop that starts right inside you. Okay, now let's watch that ripple get bigger. When you have a whole team of disciplined, respectful players out on the field, it does more than just win games. It builds the reputation of the entire school. It actually fosters cooperation with other schools and creates this amazing, positive environment where team spirit just thrives. And when an entire generation grows up learning these lessons, that's when the ripple hits all of society. You get more honest, law-abiding citizens, you get fewer disputes, more cooperation. But maybe, just maybe, the most important skill we learn is how to accept both victory and defeat with grace. And let's be honest, that's a skill that's absolutely essential for a functioning society. All right, so we get the why now, right? We see how huge the impact is, but what does this actually look like in practice? What do you do? Let's get into the playbook and break down the specific duties and responsibilities everyone has to uphold this code of integrity. Think of this as your personal checklist for true sportsmanship. And it's about so much more than just being talented. It's about team spirit, a gut feeling for what's fair, and being courteous to everyone. Your teammates, your opponents, the officials. And just look at that third point again. Accepting victory and defeat equally well. That right there is a sign of true character. This one is huge. Respect for the rules means respect for the referee. It's not negotiable. This slide gives us a super clear step-by-step guide. And it's not about just blindly agreeing with every single call. Notice step 5. There is a right way to question a decision. Calmly, respectfully, and through the proper channels, like your captain. This teaches us how to engage with authority in a constructive way. And here's where you make the jump from just being a player to being a leader. Your responsibility doesn't stop with your own actions. True integrity means you encourage your teammates and even the people watching to respect the game. It means you don't stay silent when someone tries to undermine the rules, because you become a guardian of the game's dignity. So as we start to bring this all together, it becomes crystal clear
that the whole point of sports goes way, way beyond the final score. The rules aren't just there to pick a winner. They're there to build better people. The real victory is something you carry with you long, long after the game is over.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Medals and trophies, they collect dust, but self-discipline, respect, integrity, that's the real prize. The goal isn't just to create champions on the field, it's to build citizens who make our entire society stronger. So I'm going to leave you with this thought to chew on. If society's the ultimate team sport, how well are we all playing? It's a question really worth asking ourselves. Thanks for digging into this with me.